now on Good Morning America First Look, a stunning upset headlines Florida's primary elections. A Democratic socialist topples the party favorite in the Senate race, and the battle to replace Ron DeSantis is now set.
New details on the death of Hayden Panettiere, including who was with her in her final moments, and the new message from her estranged mother.
Emotional testimony at the Lindsay Clancy murder trial as her own former mother-in-law takes the stand in her defense.
The mystery in Las Vegas after a woman vanishes and her family starts getting disturbing messages from her cell phone.
Plus, Costco announces it's getting into the Medicare business.
The robot just ran faster than the world champ Usain Bolt.
And Vogue goes to the dogs. Dogue is back featuring some very famous pets.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Faith Abube in for Hannah. And we want to get right to the election results coming in overnight. Primary races being decided in multiple states.
But all eyes are on Florida after a stunning upset in the primary.
Overnight, Florida's political future coming into focus, headlined by a stunning upset. State lawmaker Angie Nixon won the Democratic Senate primary over former National Security Council aide Alex Vindman. Vindman was expected to easily defeat Nixon, who joined the Democratic Socialists of America during her campaign and ran on Medicaid for all, a tax on billionaires, and free child care. Vindman vastly outraised Nixon and spent $2.2 million on ads, compared to Nixon, who spent less than $60,000.
And you prove that without a shadow of a doubt, organized people beat big money every single day.
It's the latest example of progressives beating centrists in Democratic primaries, from New York to Colorado to Michigan. Nixon now faces even longer odds against Republican Senator Ashley Moody, who was appointed to the seat last year, in a state that's moved sharply right and where many Cuban and Venezuelan families fled socialist governments. President Trump weighing in, writing, "Sleazebag Vindman loses tonight to a radical left lunatic. How cool is that?" In the House primaries, Trump-backed Congressman Corey Mills lost his seat. Mills is under investigation by the House Ethics Committee over allegations of sexual misconduct and campaign finance violations. He denies any wrongdoing. And Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, whose district was eliminated by Republican redistricting, won the Democratic primary in a newly drawn historically black district, defeating several black candidates who criticized her decision to run there. And the race to replace term-limited Governor Ron DeSantis is now set. Trump-endorsed Congressman Byron Donalds will face former Congressman David Jolly, a former Republican who switched to the Democratic Party.
We have won a massive victory.
President Trump voted in the Florida primary via mail-in ballot, even as he pushes to sharply limit the practice. The White House says his plan targets universal mail voting and allows exceptions.
And now to new details about Hayden Panettiere's final moments. A police report revealing her on and off boyfriend was with her. The same person her mother now describes as someone the family had been trying to get rid of.
This morning, new details on the death of actress Hayden Panettiere. A police report obtained by ABC News shows the actress's on and off again boyfriend, Brian Hickerson, and his brother, Zach, were inside the Greenville, South Carolina apartment when police arrived.
Cardiac arrest. CPR is in progress.
Officials say the brothers called 911. Police reporting Zach was very emotional while EMS were working on Hayden, while Brian did not become emotional until EMS declared her officially deceased. According to the report, Brian also showed the officer the bag of medication Hayden is currently on. Officials say there were no signs of foul play, and a preliminary autopsy also found no signs of trauma. The couple had a troubled history, with Brian previously convicted of felony domestic violence. In her memoir, Panettiere wrote, "One night he bust up my face so badly, I don't leave the house for weeks." Panettiere had also spoken publicly about her strained relationship with her mother, Leslie Vogel, who managed her career as a child. Panettiere said she tried to separate their personal and professional relationship at 19.
I said to her, I don't want us to work together anymore. I just want you to be my mom. And I remember being hopeful, but there was that part of me who knew her too well. But I also wasn't expecting the reaction that I got, which was, "You owe me."
Vogel later pushed back on Hayden's account of their relationship, but confirmed they were no longer in contact. Now she's opening up about her daughter's death, saying, quote, "I think Hayden was an amazingly talented person," adding, "I just feel that she's with her brother and they're at peace."
And ABC News has reached out to Brian Hickerson through his attorney for comment, but have not heard back. The cause of Panettiere's death has not yet been released.
Now to the Lindsay Clancy murder trial near Boston, as her former mother-in-law took the stand for the defense. She described Clancy as nurturing and loving, but was struggling in the months before she strangled her 3 young children in the family basement.
Did you find that Lindsay was interested at all times trying to get better and see doctors?
Very much so. She was begging for help.
A psychologist who evaluated Clancy testified that she heard a male voice ordering her to kill her kids and herself. The defense argues that she was suffering from postpartum psychosis.
2 workers are dead after a massive explosion at an industrial plant in Toledo. A nearby security camera capturing the blast at Brent Industries. Officials say the explosion caused a partial roof collapse. At least 2 other people were injured, and one witness said the force of the blast could be felt a half a mile away. Officials were still trying to determine the cause.
Now to South Korea, confirming its joint military exercises with the United States are being cut short. ABC's Karen Hua has those details. Karen, good morning.
Sophie, good morning. Those annual drills were set to run 11 days. Now they'll run less than a week. It comes as the carrier fighting the Iran war and the destroyer sent to relieve it both draw new scrutiny. Overnight, South Korea confirming its annual war games with the U.S., meant to prepare for a North Korean attack, will end early. Just before the joint exercises started Monday, Trump wrote that he'd ordered the Pentagon to substantially reduce the drills, citing his relationship with North Korea's Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un has always treated me with great respect.
Trump added that he asked South Korea to join him against Iran, and they said no thanks. The exercises will now end on Friday, 6 days earlier than previously set. It comes as the Navy confirms that last month, the destroyer USS Benfold lost all power in the South China Sea. For 4 days, sailors reportedly had no toilets and no air conditioning before tugs towed it to the Philippines. It was part of the strike group sent to relieve the USS Abraham Lincoln, which has been at sea for more than 260 days. Amid deteriorating conditions on the Lincoln, some sailors' families told the Military Times at least 2 sailors tried to jump overboard. A U.S. official told ABC News a sailor did go into the water and was rescued. Last week, the president defending the record-breaking deployment.
Has the deployment gone on too long?
No. Not nearly long enough.
And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth denied there's a problem.
We make sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment.
Now, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, whose role is traditionally non-political, was on the campaign trail in Iowa Tuesday, rallying support for his proposed $1.5 trillion Pentagon budget. Faith?
Karen, thank you. Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy says his wife is on the road to recovery 3 weeks after their son allegedly shot her. Bieniemy made his first public comments since the July 26th incident in Virginia. He returned to the team last week. He said his wife told him it was okay to go back to work.
She's truly a soldier. She's a saint. With that said, I know I was driving her and a bunch of my family members crazy in the house. So she was like, "You have my blessing to leave." So it was time to get back.
And according to ESPN, Maya Bieniemy is recovering from her wounds to her chest and arm. Elijah Bieniemy is facing malicious wounding and other charges and is being held without bond.
Time now for your morning weather.
Good Wednesday morning. We're watching a couple of trouble spots today. One of those being southern Missouri, northern parts of Arkansas, western parts of Tennessee and Kentucky. The possibility of severe storms, a level 2 out of 5 risk. Could be some large hail, damaging winds, maybe a couple of isolated tornadoes. The other big story, the searing heat over portions of the south. Oklahoma City, you're reading it right. That's a high of 108 degrees in actual temperature by later on today. Heat index values 111 in places like Jackson and all the way down toward Tallahassee. A lot of extreme heat warnings in effect and no relief into the weekend. Meteorologist Jeff Smith, ABC News.
And coming up for us here, more police officers are being accused of misusing those license plate cameras as some civilians are taking matters into their own hands.
Also ahead, caught on camera, tourists posing for selfies are swept away by a flash flood.
And later on, the big release celebrating Marilyn Monroe's 100th birthday. And back now with a terrifying ordeal for a group of tourists in Thailand. They were swept away by raging flash flooding while taking selfies at a waterfall. The surge of water came in so quickly it knocked them over and forced them downstream. Everyone was eventually pulled to safety. Remarkably, they suffered only minor injuries.
Costco is preparing to start selling store-branded Medicare Advantage plans. The retailer is now teaming up with the nonprofit insurer Scan Group, promising to bring greater value to seniors. They're planning a limited rollout in 2 yet-to-be-named states, saying their target market includes about 5 million enrollees.
And more officers are accused of misusing flock license plate cameras, and some Americans are now pushing back. ABC's Lionel Moise has more.
This morning, a police officer is behind bars and another is facing termination, both accused of misusing flock cameras, a system of more than 120,000 automatic license plate readers used by law enforcement nationwide. In Wisconsin, an officer was jailed for using the system for non-police purposes. And in Massachusetts, an officer is facing termination and possible charges for allegedly accessing information on someone unlawfully 5 different times. The cameras scan every plate that passes, logging it into a database police can search. No warrant needed. The Washington Post reports at least 50 officers around the country have been accused of using plate readers to, quote, spy on their wives, their girlfriends, and their exes.
This has gone national. This has gone without any kind of brakes on the system.
And some people are taking matters into their own hands. In Minneapolis, this man climbed a camera pole and disabled the technology, vowing to take down every flock camera. In Florida, a retiree spends his Saturdays in a lawn chair, holding a sign on a pole in front of the lens. And online, covers are being sold designed to slip right over the cameras. Amid the growing backlash, by the end of the year, Flock is requiring every department to turn on a tool that flags suspicious searches and automatically locks that officer out pending review.
We are finding bad cops and holding them accountable.
Flock also says it will delete data after 7 days instead of 30. Cities can also require a criminal case number for every search. Sophie, Faith.
Final thanks. Coming up, the desperate search for a woman missing in Las Vegas and the chilling texts coming from her phone.
And also ahead, what caused the deck of this cruise ship to suddenly flood. And that was the Frank Beard, the beardless member of ZZ Top, on the drums for their big hit, Sharp Dressed Man. The group's publicist says Beard died in hospice care in Texas. No cause was given. Beard's health was revealed as the reason the group canceled a concert earlier this month. He was 77 years old.
We're getting a look at chaotic moments on a cruise ship on the Mississippi River. The Carnival Valor was leaning to one side on Sunday, and as you can see there, water from the pool spilled onto the deck and into a buffet area, leaving passengers scrambling. The cruise line said some people requested medical help. The company is now reviewing what happened.
And now to a mystery in Las Vegas, where a New York woman vanished more than a week ago while visiting a friend. Her family says the only activity on her phone since then has them fearing the worst.
This morning, the family of a woman who disappeared in Las Vegas more than a week ago says they're getting disturbing messages from her phone.
It's been 10 days. It's been 10 days. Where is she?
63-year-old Alyssa Goods was in Vegas visiting a friend who says she left to go to a nearby drugstore on August 8th and never came back. Good's niece kept calling her on cell phone. Days later, someone answered, hung up, and started texting, claiming to be Goods and asking for Bitcoin. One message reads, "You didn't send the money. You said you did." When Calloway demanded a video call, the reply was, "Send the money so I can get my phone fixed and I'll call you."
It's not her, and I just kept feeling like I lost my breath. It took my breath away. I couldn't breathe.
The family says they've gotten nowhere with Las Vegas police.
Reaching out to the detective only for her to tell me my aunt wasn't a priority? How could a person go missing in your city while visiting on vacation and she not be a priority?
Las Vegas police telling our New York station that the case is an active missing persons investigation. The family says investigators now confirm Goods made it to the drugstore that day. Where she went next is the question.
We want to find her. We want to find her well and live. We want her home.
And Good's family describes her as fit and full of life and is asking anyone with information to come forward.
Thinking of their family. Coming up, Vogue's most adorable issue is back.
Plus, Harrison Ford teams up with Cookie Monster for a musical snack break.
Time to check the pulse. We begin with the return of Dogue, Vogue's magazine for very good dogs.
And this year's cover star is some of the famous parents. Check it out. Bad Bunny's Beagle Sansa posed with a plate of spaghetti. And then Millie Bobby Brown's poodle, Weenie, also landed a cover. Brown calls her, quote, a little genius. And then one regular dog made the cut as well. That's Sir Spud, who beat out thousands of hopefuls in a cover competition.
He is very regal.
Yes. And next, celebrating an icon.
Yeah, Mattel honors Marilyn Monroe. The company has put out a Barbie commemorating Monroe's 100th birthday. The doll is dressed in the iconic look from her performance of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. It's available for $81. Next, an unexpected joint appearance on Sesame Street.
Yeah, Cookie Monster just posted a video of a memorable moment with Harrison Ford, and the pair indulged in some tasty cookies. So delicious, it actually inspired them to break out in a song.
Nom 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 nom.
Did you catch the tune? That, of course, is the Indiana Jones theme song they're humming there. Ford visited Sesame Street a few months back, but Cookie Monster had kept the video to himself until now. And finally, a robot with speed.
Yeah, this one could even beat an Olympic champ. Check out the humanoid bot dubbed Superman by a Chinese company. Its creators say it can jump 6.5 feet in the air, about a foot better than the best human. They also say it can run at a top speed of more than 28 miles per hour. That's 1 mile faster than record holder Usain Bolt. Headlines next. Checking more top stories, a Democratic socialist will be on the ballot in November in the race to finish Marco Rubio's Senate term. Progressive state lawmaker Angie Nixon pulled off an upset victory over former National Security Council aide Alex Vindman. Nixon will face GOP Senator Ashley Moody.
And President Trump is holding off on imposing 50% tariffs on goods from Canada, announcing a 3-day delay shortly before the midnight deadline. Trump saying the U.S. and Canada are close to finalizing a deal.
Opening statements began Tuesday in the landmark trial against Meta. 4 states accused the social media giant of deliberately designing its platform to addict young people. California's Attorney General calls it, quote, the tobacco moment for Meta.
And today's weather, warm and sunny in the Northeast, a heat dome bakes the South, and severe storms in the Midwest. Extreme heat warnings in the West.
And finally, the generational Cold War has apparently reached a brand new milestone.
Danny New has more.
2, 1.
I suppose the time has come.
Wait, I'm literally obsessed!
When now Gen Z is old enough to be mocked by the next generation.
Were you trying to make fun of Gen Z the way that people online think that you were?
Yes, they do it so ridiculously. It's actually insane.
Tosha here is a 12-year-old member of Gen Alpha who, for the past few weeks...
First, as you know, we're going to do ASMR.
Has been picking up millions of views for her impersonations of the 20-something-year-old influencers she sees trying food on her feed. One commenter writing, Gen Alpha serving karma to Gen Z on behalf of us millennials.
What would your advice be to Gen Z?
Maybe don't exaggerate on a strawberry.
For the record, though, Tosha, her mom Anna, and her sister Paula were not the first to come up with this idea.
Working 9 to 5.
But they do have a unique way of taking on trends from their home in Scotland, which means, yes, Tosha is actually putting on an American accent, too.
Do you have a favorite American word or phrase you like to say in an American voice?
Orange.
Let's go.
I absolutely hate this.
But is their carefree comedy now bordering on poignancy? I asked 2 of ABC's younger staff members to watch and give their feedback.
Very good impression. I just hate
difficult
that.
to watch, though.
Yeah, difficult to watch.
Some amazingly orange carrots.
But for Tosha and Paula, they know one day their time will come too, from Generation Beta.
How will that feel?
I'd be upset. Funny. It's funny, but I'd be upset.
By the way, guys, Tosha and Paula said the other word they love hearing Americans say is block. Block? Block. Block? How do you say it?
Block?
Block.
That's your GMA First Look.
Have a fantastic day.